Hi, my name is Ellie Rubenstein. I'm National Director of March of the Living Canada and Director of Education for International March of the Living, and also author of this book called Mitzvah Chaim, March of the Living, Passing the Torch of Holocaust Memory to New Generations. And this book is a result of 30 years of myself traveling on the March of the Living with young people and Holocaust survivors, and being privileged to hear the stories transmitted by the survivors to the young people, and the young people agreeing to pass on the memories and the lessons they learned from the survivors. And by and large, this book is about hope, it's about love, it's about compassion, it's about kindness. We want to create a better world, the exact opposite world that the Nazis tried to create. They wanted to create a world of endless hate and endless competition and bitterness. We want to create a world of endless love and kindness. And if you look throughout the book, you're going to see moments like that. Let me give you a few examples of that. So if I turn to this page here, you're going to see one of the most beautiful pictures you'll ever see. This is Mr. Krinsky kissing Sidney Zoltak. He risked his life to hide Sidney in his barn for 14 months. When I was in their presence and watched Sidney and him get together, it was like being in the presence of God. The kindness and the goodness and the love between these two people. And we expose all our students to Righteous Among the Nations. We want them to meet them. We want them to understand that there's goodness in the world, even in the darkest of times. And just as an example of some of the more powerful moments in the book, if you put your smartphone on this page, it's an interactive book. So not only do you read their testimony on their page, but you get to hear their testimony on Steven Spielberg's USC Shoah Foundation page, website I should say. And if you go to the website, you'll see Sidney talking to the students in Treblinka, the Montreal students, saying, the worst part of the Holocaust when I was liberated, because I went back to my hometown of Shematicha, and I found out everybody was gone. Not a single Jewish friend of mine was alive. I didn't know anybody. The only place I can have a class reunion is here amidst the stones of Treblinka. And then he hugged the son of the righteous person who saved his life. So there's tears, there is emotion, but ultimately it's about making the world a better place. What else in the book would I like to show you? If I move forward, we have this woman, Slava and Olga. Slava saved Olga, about...
You can show?
Yes, this is Slava, Zach, and this is Olga Kost. She lives in Haifa, and Slava told me her two dreams before she dies were to get on a plane and visit the woman whose life she saved, and we organized that, and she visited her and they hugged her, and to see that moment and see the love between these two people and the children and the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren, and looking at it, and they both said to each other, we never thought we'd see each other alive in this life. So that was such a mitzvah we were able to do, and we made a film out of that. Every page is another compelling and incredible story. You look at this page here, this is Alex Buckman from Vancouver, who never understood what happened to his mother during the Holocaust. And many years later, he reunited with a woman who saved his life. And he found out that, he knew what happened to his mother in the Holocaust, but he tried to say goodbye to her before this Righteous Among the Nations took him away, and the door was locked. And he didn't understand because the doors in his house weren't locked. And you know what he found out? His mother's behind the door, holding it shut, because if she opened it, she would never let him go. She would embrace him, and he wouldn't have survived. He came back to Auschwitz with us. He went into the gas chamber, one of the gas chambers where his mother might have perished, and he said, "Au revoir, mama," and he got to say goodbye to his mother. This here is Joe Mandel.
Yes.
Joe Mandel's entire life never spoke about the Holocaust. The first time was on the March of the Living, the very first time. And he said his greatest regret was never meeting the person and thanking the person who liberated him. By complete coincidence, on the March of the Living he was on, this man who liberated him, who blew open the gates of Gunskirchen, was there. They hugged each other, he thanked them, and he said, now I feel I can live forever. Every page has these stories of inspiring hope, trying to create a world, trying to make the world a better place. And I can go on and on. I will give you one other example of the kind of stories in the book. This is Halina Birnbaum. Halina Birnbaum. She's the mother of the musician Yaakov Gilad, and that was the movie Bilal Milchama Hahiyah that Yehuda Polacker was in. And she talks about being in Auschwitz and all of a sudden realizing that they might be called for the next election and going into the gas chambers. And her last thoughts were, I will go to my death. I think she was 14 at the time. Never having kissed a boy, never having experienced a true love's kiss. And the kids hear this and they realize how difficult those times were. A child, that's what she's thinking. This is Nate Leipziger. One of the students asked him, Nate, don't you hate the people who did this terrible thing to you and your family? And Nate says to the children, I don't hate. I hold people responsible. I don't hate, because hate poisons the one that does the hating. The last poem in the book And this is, I learned from the students. Like, you know, we teach the students, but they also teach us. The last poem in the book is by a 17-year-old girl by the name of Jennifer Staffenberg. And the poem is called Still I Cannot Hate. And she starts off by saying, I can read it in Hebrew if you want. ועדיין אינני יכולה לשנוא. אני רואה עצמות ושערות, נעליים, משקפיים. בגיהנום הנאצים שבו שלט אחיו של השטן, אך עדיין אינני יכולה לשנוא. אני רואה מבשרות של נשים, טליתות של גברים ובידי תינוקות מרופטים, אך עדיין אינני יכולה לשנוא. אני רואה קרשים מבוקעים שעליהם הניחו אנשים את גופם היגיע. אני רואה את המקום שבו אנשים שעבדו וניסו להתקיים, ועדיין אני יכול לשנוא. אני רואה את המוות והחורבן, ועדיין אני יכול לשנוא. אני לא אמשך את הטרגדיה הזאת, לא אפיץ את המחלה, לא אלווה את הלהבות שמיצית שנאה שכזאת. Jennifer Staffenberg, Gil 17, מצד אחים, 1994. What is she teaching us?
Yes.
The answer to hate is not more hate. The answer to hate is more love.
Yes.
We learn from the youngest people on the trip.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Very nice.